Namaste,
No.
Anthony Marco. It's so great, like I am sitting here near with you, and I have opportunity to ask you some important questions for me, like bothering me. Uh, what about control your mindset? Sometime, like when I am do meditation every day, like make my consciousness more pure and light. Yes, I feel like healthy, more energy. I feel like freedom. But when I go put on my mind, in my thoughts, like it's all time suffering, 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 suffering. And I wanted to find a balance between this and this side.
Yeah, the Buddha's teaching is a wonderful opportunity for us to try and see things in a better way, to see things in a more correct way. Our, our suffering as people in the world, arises from not seeing things clearly. We have the wrong view of our experience. And because of that wrong view, we misperceive and misconceive our experience in the present moment. And because of that conceiving, we experience suffering. Yeah. So, if you want to overcome suffering, you have to straighten your view. You have to come to a position of right view. And when you have a position of right view, it means that you see things clearly, you see them as they are, the mind becomes brighter. So the path to the development of that right view, which is eliminating suffering in your life, is a path of development. And that development is perhaps not the development that we think it is. Because in our minds, development means getting better at something, developing, achieving, becoming stronger, controlling things better, making our mark on the world. We consider that to be development and success in some sense as well. And so the Buddha's teaching is different from that paradigm, in that the path to development is a path of letting go of control and seeing. Yeah. Yeah. And so when we try to control, that's coming from a person-centric experience. There's a person,
Yeah.
and there's the world. So there's a duality of subjectivity and objectivity, and the subjectivity is trying to control the world around it because it sees itself as separate from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when that illusion passes away and the duality dissolves and the person dissolves, then there's no conflict because there's no controller or thing to be controlled. And so what you actually see is the unit is completely and totally out of control. It's mental and physical phenomena arising and passing away, dependently arisen, conditioned, subject to destruction, and it's rolling on according to the laws of cause and effect, the laws of karma. It's not subject to free will, and it's a manifesting process of dependency and conditionality. And so it really isn't in any control, but in our minds that don't see things clearly, when the view is wrong, then we're a person in the world trying to control the world or create a world which is suitable and appropriate for my level of desire. And so you have this level, you want that level of control to make it happen. You have that level. And so the Buddha's teaching is about releasing and relinquishing our supposed control of the world and dropping into the flow state and seeing how things arise and pass away according to
Flow state.
conditions.
From what comes here, what you are talking about, like flow.
What does
Cosmic flow, universe flow, like all energy inside all of us, and it's like deep answer what we tell. It's not many people like understand, but what is a simple act of day? How many minutes people have to start for like a little bit feeling like more yourself, like more than just body.
you want to make your awareness more open, more accepting, more spacious, allowing mental and physical phenomena, sensations in the body, feelings, emotions and thoughts. We want to allow them to arise and not react to them with any liking or disliking. We want to remain cool within the flow of the mental and physical phenomena. And the flow state refers to the present moment, in which the mental and physical phenomena are in a balanced optimum state, and that present moment experience is void of any desire, or there's no person there. So the flow state is a state where there's no person. And the way we touch that is to keep activating our awareness into the present moment, becoming aware of what is the object of consciousness in that present moment experience. And we note that. That means we become aware of it. And then
when you know it, you start feeling yourself, like her, and it's about balance and how to achieve to like get that feeling what you don't have body, you don't have personality, how to just be seen.
it's a gradual training of letting go of things which you identify with. So first we start, you identify with the body. If you want to have a no person experience, it means that you are not, a person is not arising in that present moment. And a person arises by taking objects of our present moment experience as either mine or happening to me, or this is who I am. So by subjectifying the present moment object, we come to be. And so the way to get out of that is to see clearly the objects in the present moment which are the causes and conditions for the arising of that conditioned me, that conditioned person, because the person's not permanently there. It's arising and passing away. And so if we see the conditions of that person and we let go of those conditions, then the person doesn't arise in that moment. And so the basic practice is noting, knowing, letting go. We note what is present.
All time, not only the time where you sit meditation, like all time in the day, like or every second, just be aware.
Well, the most important time to do it is when you experience suffering. So whenever you're out of balance, in any situation, you feel your mind is leaning to either aversion, pushing something away and resisting, you've been triggered, there's a pressure point, or the mind is wanting, craving, desiring, reaching out, and you're really wanting that, that's another trigger point. So the practice is to notice when you're out of balance, it means you have wrong view. You're not seeing things clearly in this moment. And so what you can do is straighten that view by noting and knowing. You note what is present and you know it's not you. You note what is present and you know that you're aware of what is present. And in that moment, a person doesn't arise. So your job is to do that repeatedly, so you stop arising.
Yeah.
And if you get into that mode of observation, which the Buddha called sati sampajanya, or mindfulness and clear comprehension, or awareness and wisdom, if you're in that mode of observing and you're in right view, then suffering passes away. Yeah. And so it's just a process of repeating that. It's a practice. A practice. So we start when the suffering is strongest, that's when you should practice first. We let go of the really unpleasant things in our life. And then we start to let go of the unpleasant things that trigger us and make us just a little bit not happy. And then we see that that worked. Oh, our lives got a lot better. And then we have to start on even the things that we gain enjoyment and pleasure from. We start to let go of those things as well. And that's another part of the practice. So, of course, we start with the unpleasant physical and the unpleasant mental states. But we also have to let go of the pleasant physical and the pleasant mental states. And eventually you go through the whole category of human emotion, thought patterns, and structures, and you realize that none of it is you. And so you keep chipping away until it crumbles.
But
Yeah.
mostly people afraid of lose themselves.
They are, yes.
But what to do? But a little bit, step by step, and the karma become and suffering. Then it's how
When you realize and see that there's a problem, so it gives you a great strength and faith and confidence to move forward with the practice and see if it works. And once you do the practice and you see that it works, you're confident in it even more. And so you continue on. Yeah, it's through a trial. You'll never know until you start to do it on yourself. And then you start to remove that. But you're right. Of course, everybody is very anxious about their sense of personal identity and their personal individuality. And they don't want to lose that. In fact, most people spend a lot of time and effort cultivating that sense of personal identity. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's so pleasure to have a moment like near you sitting, and like it's more about words. It's about feelings. About right now. You're talking, and I just feeling. I'm just watching, and I understand about what you give these answers. Thank you so much. Thank you so
You're
much.
very
I
welcome.
think it's enough.
I'm happy that you're here at Indriya Retreat. Welcome.
Yeah, I want to talk about retreats too. It's this movie about this retreat center, Indria, here in Kopangan, and Anthony Markwell, it's creator of this place, and also Igor Budnikov also helped, I know, and you will watch, continue in this movie, what about like constructions here, buildings here, what need to do to improve, and more people will know about these knowledges, about love. Yeah, and
Certainly.
more people can help, like charity, or just came here and do programs, retreats, vipassana. And how long vipassana is better for first time? It's 3 days, 5 days. Is how much? Enough. It's the last question. And
Our standard retreat is 7 days.
7.
Yeah, I like 7 days to start with. For beginners, it normally takes a couple of days to settle into the retreat. The first 2 days are tricky. And then the next 3 days are, settling in. Now you're good and things are happening. And the last 2 days of the retreat are normally wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's where the fruit of the practice comes. So we don't like to make the retreats too short for the beginners, because we want them to have a real taste of Dhamma after their first retreat. Yeah. 10-day retreats are good, and 21-day retreats are for those who have already done one or two shorter retreats and are ready to sink a bit further.
And you know, after this short interview, I noticed like my feelings and energy before interview and now, because you have so much energy in your area. Like I feel like more happy. It's true, and thank you.
Good. I'm happy. Yeah. So at the center already we have the main meditation hall and the dining area and 30 meditation huts. So we're well equipped to handle 50 or 60 people. And if there's more than that, then we have some camping in the garden as well. So we're ready to welcome up to 80 or 90 people. And we're going to continue with the construction of the center, building a few more facilities, a library where we can do some scriptural studies and an interview room as well.
Oh, interview room.
Yeah.
And we will be sitting in another place, like not here, and with the hall in the corner. It'd be like, wow,
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, we want to make it a little bit more comfortable for everyone. Now there's good mattresses and good seating in the hall, so.
But by the way, I was here in Pangan and doing Vipassana intensive, and it's so lovely place, actually. It's so lovely people working here, and kitchen too. Like it's food is so important. Like when you cook food with love, and Alexei already told this movie about what he trying, like how he make a bread, like he love what he do. It's so
That's
nice. It's feeling like this why after 7 days retreat you become another person. Definitely, I recommend you to just be more near with spirits and choose the right retreat centers who like talking about knowledge of the wise Buddha. Once it's all once.
We're always ready and welcoming for those who are seeking a deeper meditation practice. We're welcoming of those who want to share and give their expertise and their time and their financial resources that want to come and stay here. Indriya is set up as a center of giving the Dhamma. So I take it the responsibility on myself to pass on the teachings as I've been taught them and studied them and practiced them. And many people come here to give and to share in many different ways. So helping on the retreats, gardening, financial resources. It's a place that we've opened for the world that if you have time, if you have enough intelligence to recognize, now is the time to explore this deep and profound historical teaching. See what it can do for you to remove your suffering. And so the doors are open. We're here welcoming, accepting of all peoples, of all cultural backgrounds, to come and experience for themselves the teaching of the Buddha.
Yes, I think it's better just try, not to like listening and thinking about do practice. No, go to Vipassana. Just try right now.
Certainly thinking about meditation and practicing meditation are different.
Yes, definitely.
And certainly talking about meditation is even more different again. So the practice is in the now. In this mind and body process, we observe if dukkha or suffering is arising. If it is, we change our perception and let it go. Any dukkha or suffering that arises from taking something too personally. You're too personally involved with it, you're holding on to it, and that's the suffering. So release the grip on that by observing it and saying, oh, it's not really that important.
Yes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. It's the best advice of this interview. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it be freedom, totally freedom. Thank you for watching, for your attention.
Very welcome to be with you.
Namaste.